When the first Mavic Mini was introduced, it was clearly created with one purpose: to make a drone with an adequate camera that weighs under 250 grams. That number is the key spec, because anything under it still doesn't require FAA registration. The new DJI Mini 2 hits that same sub 250 grams target, but with fewer compromises than the first Mini. Where the original was mostly targeting people who were thinking about making that first step into the drone world, the DJI Mini 2 aims to satisfy not only beginners, but also experienced drone pilots, photographers, and videographers. Besides the improved camera, the most notable new addition on the DJI Mini 2 is OcuSync. It provides a solid and reliable link compared to the old Wi-Fi connection on the original Mini. It is, single-handedly, the biggest upgrade between the original Mavic Mini and the Mini 2, and it makes flying this drone so much easier and enjoyable. What you won't find on this drone are obstacle avoidance sensors, so you do need to be very careful about how you fly it. But despite not having any sensors, you feel actually more adventurous with the Mini 2, because it is so small you can easily squeeze it through tighter spaces, and trying things that you normally wouldn't try, with a heavier and more expensive drone. Smaller drones are just way more fun to fly, and this one actually doesn't sound too loud. Smaller drones also tend to have a very high-pitched noise, but you don't get that with the Mini 2, until you fly it in speedy sport mode. Another thing that makes it more enjoyable to fly is the stronger motors. It makes the drone able to sustain high winds, just like some of the more powerful DJI drones, like the Mavic 2 Pro and Zoom. The footage looks surprisingly good, for a sensor of this size. Daylight footage looks crisp throughout, and the color doesn't look overly processed. There's enough information for you to do minor color edits in post-production, but most people will be happy with video straight out of the camera. The Mini 2 is a culmination of some of the best things DJI can offer inside a minuscule package, starting with an always reliable and steady connection, more than an adequate camera, and a great software experience. The Mini 2 is the best budget drone that strikes a near perfect balance between price, mobility, and image quality.